everybody, I'm Chris Solds, and this is a rather different edition of Box Busters. I'm here with someone who needs no introduction, but if you know your metal, you know that Slipknot is playing tonight, Halloween, in Dallas. I'm here with Chris, aka number 3 from Slipknot. What you don't know about these members of Slipknot, there's actually more than one here, but Chris is the one on camera. They're avid collectors. These guys are serious collectors. They're talking about how they have wax boxes and cards. They're shredding stuff in hotels. They've got trunks where the roadies are handling their collections on the road. And they're here to talk cards, talk some music, and a little bit more. So,
yes.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. We're going to do a little box busting first, and then we'll talk some music. First off, we have Panini America's 75 Years Hall of Fame edition. So this is a product all about Hall of Famers.
Wow.
So,
beautiful box.
It is. It's very different, very creative.
We just digging in?
Yeah, just dig in. We'll part of what we'll do is when you what you find, what you say, we'll kind of swing it. But I've got a few different questions as we go along too. So of the three of you guys who are here, who's the biggest collector?
I would have to say myself.
Okay.
For now, I've been doing it since I was a little kid.
So way before the music years.
Way before the music years, yes. I was actually an athlete, growing up. So cards were, a big part of my life. And,
right on.
Anytime we were at the grocery store, Grandma would say, "Okay, you get 2 packs."
Yeah. Right.
And I just, pick out which special, go dig on the bottom and dig in the middle and try and find,
I'm kind of like that when I go to the music store, trying to find the CD case that's not all mangled and messed up, even though I know they're all same on the inside.
Wow, that's a beautiful card.
Aren't they? They're different.
Stan Musial.
Now what this is, it's all Hall of Famers, and it's a set that has 2 autographs from Hall of Fame players.
Wow.
So we're going to get some signed stuff in these packs. And when we get a cool one here, we'll have our cameraman come in a little closer to show it off.
Early win.
All right.
Cleveland. Catfish Hunter, 22 out of 50.
Right on.
Wow.
Now, and you guys have sold like 16 million records in the last 15 years or so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty surreal to be doing this right here, right now. I mean, and the funny thing is you guys have this crazy busy life, but collecting is what you go to.
Yeah, and it's what I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
It's just it's always been a great outlet. First of all, it's really not. I've never sold a card.
Mm-hmm.
I always keep them for myself, and
right.
I have a huge collection that I'll be able to pass on to my sons. And hopefully, one day they can pass it on to their kids and keep it in the family. You know what I mean? I guess if times ever got tough, they have some insurance policy.
Yeah.
But wow, these cards are beautiful.
There's a lot of different stuff in here. There's so much variety in here. It might be similar to a Slipknot concert in terms of the show.
Yes, you never know what you're going to get.
Exactly. I mean, you guys are hard rocking. You put on a high energy show, very different kind of feel for the band, as you can probably tell from his mask.
I just got an Andre Dawson,
Uh-huh.
and I had him sign my drum practice pad.
Right on. That's cool. And like, for example, you guys, I was looking at Rolling Stone the other day. You guys had Knotfest, which I think started off your tour this year.
Fergie Jenkins autograph.
And so Randy Johnson is actually a photographer. He went to school at USC for photography. He was shooting you guys at the show. Whitey Ford. Check this one out.
Check this one out. 8 out of 10.
That's pretty cool. So do you have a team you collect?
I collect them all.
Okay.
Yes, we live. I grew up in Iowa.
Right.
So we didn't have a pro sports team.
Right.
So most everybody's a Cubs fan because we have their farm team.
Iowa Cubs.
Royals. Not so much the Twins. That was kind of up north, and a little bit far away. But growing up, I really liked players.
Mm-hmm. That's how I was. I grew up in Wyoming, so there were no teams there either until I was in high school. So I knew exactly what you're saying.
Right. So it was, wow, those are great. Wow. Ricky Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching him steal bases. Tim Raines.
Yep.
Who was kind of the second, stolen base guy in my life. Because I played baseball my whole life. So I actually ended up playing college football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was really, you know, this was my connection to
the outside world.
To the outside world, so to speak.
Yeah, from a smaller place. I mean,
you know,
I'm going to go ahead and just hand you my pack and see what your reactions are. I've seen it, but it's more fun to see you see what's going on here.
Wow.
Are there any players that you have focused on in general, just as you've traveled or collected or even met, maybe that you've said, I want to get something of that guy?
Well, you know, when I was younger, we we traded amongst each other still, and but fortunately, we liked Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
So you know, and Don Mattingly, Wade Boggs. You know, so at home I have still in the book, you know, just like sheets of their rookie cards.
Right.
You know that I have, and you know, Dwight Gooden, Darryl Strawberry. You know, it was pretty random, but we focused on you know, for some reason I like Daryl Porter.
Yeah.
You know, so I have every year of Daryl Porter.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool.
Even though it might not be worth anything,
right.
that was my guy.
It's not what it's about, really.
It's not what it's about.
Exactly.
It's about, you know, I like Daryl Porter, and I'm getting every card, you know, lined up in my book of every year.
Yeah.
You know, Ricky Henderson, of course, and guys like that. So that was that's really cool.
And it's one of those things like people don't realize that you guys have your persona and your entire music career, the show you guys put on. They part of this is, you know, part of it's on purpose. You guys have your public face, so to speak. You know, your music, your professional face. They don't realize that you guys are into all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites right here.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith. Yeah, he was always. I really looked up to him because he was such a great fielder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't a great hitter like Derek Jeter, but on the field, I think he robbed a lot of guys of a lot of base hits.
And that's right in your wheelhouse in terms of area too. I mean, you're from Iowa.
Yeah.
St. Louis is right.
So I have an Ozzie Smith All-Star jersey. Cool. I bought a Hall of Fame plaque with his card in it and it's signed, and you know, I actually have quite a bit of Ozzie Smith.
That's cool.
Dizzy Dean, wow.
And literally, the crazy part of this, and some of you guys may be, you know, thinking this is not him because it's Halloween. It's him. They're here. They're playing tonight. You know, and the diehards will know that from your, you know, from your voice and such. But I mean, it's one of those things. Is these guys are collectors, and collecting is universal. You know, we presented them with some Dr. Beckett slabbed Slipknot visits Beckett cards today, and you know, it rocked their worlds, you know, so to speak. I mean, they were really, you know, appreciative of that. And that's something it surprises me because, you know, so often people, you know, collecting is universal, but at the same time, you don't realize how many people are out there doing what we do and doing what you do.
Right.
You know,
See, like this card.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was set up, this picture, but look at that follow through.
Are you zooming in with the zoom lens?
You know, that's a pure hitter right there. That's not a coached hitter.
Right.
That is a pure baseball player.
It's like instinct.
Correct. Yeah. Look at the way he is following through. You know, that probably wouldn't be teachable today.
No.
You know, but he's one of the greats. You know, that's amazing.
There should be 2 autographs at the back of the pack here. Jim Palmer, it was one.
Jim Palmer, I used to love Jim Palmer.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Palmer was great. And Tony Perez, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I really like Jim Palmer.
Okay.
Steve Carlton, Brett Saberhagen, Dan Quisenberry.
There you go.
You know?
The Royals being in the World Series was probably a little bit of a trip for you too.
It was great.
Because I mean, that's you know, I'm around the same age as you guys, or a little younger, and you know, I remember the Royals in the World Series as a little kid. So you know, if you're from around there, that should be, or near there, the Midwest. I mean, it's probably something that really resonated, even though you've been busy on tour. So
it was.
We have a second box, and we're not going to see any of these old time guys in here. This is Leaf Metal Draft, and this is literally all brand new players. So guys who are just drafted. So we may find some prospects that could be on your teams or in your wheelhouse areas later. So we'll rip into this one, and I'll so let me check my checklist here, my set list of questions for you. Do you have a coolest item at home, or kind of one item you've found over the years that you really treasure?
You know, I'm a really big golfer also.
Okay.
So I started collecting golf cards. I'm not sure how they're going to be in the future.
Right.
You know, but I got really into it, and I got a really nice Tiger Woods autographed
That's cool.
card.
Yeah.
You know, which is really cool. And you know, other than that, yeah, I've got, you know, just a really nice big collection.
That's cool. Is there one person you would want to meet to get an autograph from, or you know, or any memorable, like I mentioned, Randy Johnson shot you guys on tour.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously you recognize him from the baseball field.
Of course, yeah. He's a great guy.
Yeah, and his
Yeah.
photography is amazing.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. So
He's been doing it a long time. Like,
before he was a baseball player.
before he's a baseball player.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And he, you know, he's had, you know, I follow him on Twitter, so I've seen examples where, you know, he doesn't let his profession define him, you know,
Correct.
in that situation.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a photographer, and it just happened to be he played baseball. So this is one of those deals where you're a collector, but you are in Slipknot.
Now this is the first time I've ever seen them in sleeves.
Yeah, this is a little different. They're a little
Yeah.
smaller company where they can present it to you right off the bat. So,
Connor Joe.
okay.
Look at that.
Redemption card.
Redemption card. I love these.
Do you?
Yeah.
Most people don't.
Yeah. No, I love it because it works.
Right.
The only one I've ever done, I got one for a basketball player. I don't
Okay.
even remember who it was, but I was like, I want to see if this works. So I sent it in, and they sent me the card.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, it really works.
It does.
So,
It does. Sometimes
yeah.
it doesn't. It takes a while. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes when players make their agreements and don't live up to them, you know.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. For example, Topps did a music set. I don't know if you guys knew about this. They had like autographs of Lita Ford, Sebastian Bach, Axl Rose.
Yeah.
And I just recently got my Axl Rose autograph back. It took like a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Because you know he's never been known for being prompt with his start times, right?
Right.
But that happens. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where people are busy. Can you imagine if you had to sit down and sign 5,000 cards, the 4, 5, 6 hours that might take,
Yeah.
versus your crazy schedule?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we
you know.
know. You know, there'll be stacks of posters in the dressing room, and it's just, you know. But what I always try and do is I always try and give the best signature I can. You know, because I'm a collector.
That's cool. I appreciate
You know,
it.
I recognize that could be important to one of those people.
Right.
Instead of just getting it over with. You know, if the pen starts to get weird, I change pens.
See, that's cool. I noticed on your guys' website, your new album, you guys actually are selling. I don't know if you're how intimately involved you are with the merchandising side, but on their website you can go now and they have a lithograph that goes with this. You buy the
Yes.
album and it's signed by every member of the band. I think it's $300, and it's basically this cover just with an extra space for you guys to sign.
Yep.
And I mean,
Yep.
I was going to ask you, does being a collector affect your merchandising decisions? I mean, that's probably a bigger picture thing. But
I'm not. I don't have any
Other people
interest
handle it.
in the merchandising part. You know, but I love signing it, and I love signing it in the proper place. And, you know.
You appreciate what collectors do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How's that for a tangent that I got off on there, huh? So who are you seeing here? Christian Benford.
That's a neat card. Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect game.
That's cool. Yeah, the Perfect Game is basically a high school all-stars event that they work into card sets.
Wow.
So these are guys who may not be drafted for 3 or 4 more years.
Right. Ernola.
And this last card is a buyback card. How's that for you?
Don Sutton. Oh my gosh.
And this pack, I'll hand it over to you. I think the highlight card is definitely, oh wow. Okay, actually I'll put that one on the top. Carlos Rodon is a White Sox draft pick of this year. He just made his debut this year.
Okay.
And then on the back, there's another interesting card on the back of the stack. So let me check my notes here. Is there an autograph of someone you would want in music? Like your musical side of things? There aren't really many music card sets out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably met some of your idols through the world tours over the years as well, I'm sure.
Oh wow.
Press plate
Press plate.
of...
That's great.
I can't even read it. Let's see here. Bo Burrows. I don't know anything about him. I
Now
should.
this is a new thing, and I've gotten a couple press plates.
Yeah.
You know, in my box right there
That's
that
cool.
I wanted to show you guys.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he did. They brought stuff to show to us on top of us talking cards with them as well.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I think that's a really neat idea. A lot of them don't come in good condition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but they're one of one.
Exactly.
You
The only
know,
one there
so
is.
anytime there's something one of one, and I know I'm the only guy in the world that has it,
Exactly.
it just makes it special.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, we also have published different magazines on different topics. One we just spent a couple days arguing about, me and another editor this week. We're actually doing a music issue, okay? So our argument was, who are the top 50 most influential acts of all time? That was the question. Who would be on your number one? Or who would you say is the biggest act going out there, historically? Putting me on the spot here, but...
No, you know, it's there's
so many areas.
A few, but to me personally, I think Metallica, Motley Crue,
Yep.
Black Sabbath.
I had Sabbath in my top 5.
Yeah, Black Sabbath. When back in the 90s, I was a big Queensryche fan.
That's cool.
So I used to love their stage show during Operation Mindcrime and all of that stuff. And then, I thought Pantera was a really big deal to me.
You guys have a little bit of Pantera with your sound as well.
Yeah, we're definitely influenced by, that
hard driving stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, I'm like I told him already off camera, I live in the Sabbath 70s world musically, so I'm back there. But they even had stuff that was similar to that, just different because it was so long ago.
Yeah, and if you wanted to go back a little farther, obviously Pink Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I never got to see Zeppelin, but Steely Dan. Good music that we drive through the cornfields with.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, for example, I watched Corey, the lead singer. I don't remember his number here. Let me check my notes. Number 8.
Yes.
His musical influences. He was talking Sinatra. He was talking all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
And that's the thing. People pull everything from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's similar with cards. When you see the look or design or feel of a set, that's inspired by something that came before it.
Yeah.
And so. And in my reading about you guys, a lot of you guys have had side projects and done things like your singer's done comic books and written books. Clown, number 6.
Yeah.
He's done a photography book, which he's big on the image of you guys and a lot of the development of stuff. What kind of other hobbies do you have besides cards?
I have an art collection out.
Cool.
ChrisFainArt.com.
Cool.
And basically I played in the dark with special sticks, and then it creates this image with the trails and stuff
cool.
like that. So that's one of the projects. I also played bass guitar in a band called Will Haven for just a short time, which was really fun.
Yeah.
But other than that, I collect cards.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is you guys have been going for a long time now. This is your 5th album. You're coming back from a few years off, but it's always cool to see how people have other things going on with their hectic, crazy lives. And in the case of a rock star, it's more hectic than most, probably.
Right.
So,
but we are from Iowa, so I like to go fishing. I like to play golf.
Cool.
I like to just take the kids out on the boat. And, just
live a normal life.
Live a normal
without
life.
the mask.
Because that's what I grew up doing.
Exactly. Well, I can totally identify with that. But I lived in Wyoming, so there wasn't a lot to do.
Right.
Either. So let me check my last list here. So does your successes as a musician, has that? It's obviously it's enabled your hobby. You can find what you would like to find. Is there any one thing that out there in the collecting world you haven't been able to find or would like to find?
Yeah, I have a set. Topps made a set of these cards that were, they're about this big, but they're you can feel the player. It's like they punched out the...
the 3Ds, I think they were mid-80s.
Yeah, and there's one left out of that set that I don't have.
Okay.
Because as a kid, at the grocery store, Grandma would be like, okay, you can pick one, but we found out that you could press on the package and see the player. So I got the set real quick.
Right.
And I don't know if I had lost, I thought I had the whole set, but as I went back, I'm missing one guy. I can't remember what it is. I haven't looked at him in a while, but I've never seen anybody that knew about those.
Those are tough. It's almost printed on plastic. There's nothing on the backs. It's around 85 Topps 3D, I believe it's called. And it came in like a plain, like a paper wrapper.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
takes me back a little bit there too.
Yeah.
I have a handful, but those things are so weird. They're a weird size and hard to take care of.
Yeah.
A lot of times they got torn up and thrown away too.
Yeah, no, I have the original box that you can buy. So they're sitting in there, and I've actually got a couple of them autographed.
Really?
I got Reggie Jackson autograph, and one other person.
Cool, very cool. Man, this is cooler than I thought it was going to be, man. Geez. So one last thing, I guess, with your guys' with your success and fame, what's your stance on autographs? Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you've been out there without the mask much at all, say, compared to, say, Corey, for example. Mm-hmm. Like, when people approach you for autographs, how do you handle that? I mean, is it something you're cool with, or it just doesn't happen a lot?
Totally cool with it.
Okay.
Totally cool with it. I don't like the guys that I know are doing eBay.
Right.
They'll come with a stack.
Yeah, you can see it coming.
So I'll sign a couple.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, man, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And just here's a couple.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stand here for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
And do it. But I give them a couple.
Yeah. The reason I ask is it's interesting. Like some people, like I asked literally. This will may sound stupid to you, but I did the similar interview with like wrestler Trish Stratus a month ago. Mm-hmm. And she had the same kind of thing. But like when you're on TV, you're known, you're out there. I mean. It gets very, it can be hectic, crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when you guys are at the show tonight, I mean, there's going to be thousands of people who definitely know who you guys are, and they all would want an autograph if they could.
Sure.
So
sure.
It's a fun, awkward, at times probably spot to be in, but of course I'm sure something you also appreciate too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because without the fans,
Yeah, and there's a lot of, I'll look on eBay, and there's a lot of fake signatures.
Right.
And it's tough to. That's why this place is so great, because you can find out if it's real.
Right.
You know what I mean? You guys have the skills and the knowledge and the technology to find out if that ball is actually signed by that guy.
Right.
And these poor kids don't know.
Exactly.
So they might be buying an autograph that is not from me, and that hurts my heart because I am a collector, and I wish that we had like a authenticator almost with us all the time.
Yeah.
And authenticate that.
Right.
And be like, this is from Chris, from the band. Because I've signed so many things with the guys.
Over the years.
I know exactly what Corey's signature looks like.
Right.
I know exactly what Clown's signature looks like. And as soon as I see it and it's fake,
it's a bummer.
I've written a couple guys who've been like, I know this is not a real autograph.
Right.
Please pull it down.
Yeah.
They don't care.
So do you do a lot of buying online, actually? I mean, I know you're, like, for example, the reason I ask is, I did try to do some homework, and Clown's out there buying stuff off eBay every once in a while.
Yeah, no, I'm strictly PAX.
Okay.
I love every part of that.
Maybe it's the drummer thing, too, the very tactile part of the ripping experience.
Yes, every part of it I love. Even getting the plastic off the box.
Well,
I feel like.
And like I'm sure you guys, in the music industry, I mean, packaging is a big part of the presentation as your visuals with your band is. I mean, it's all part of it.
Yeah, so. And like this opening of this cover, that's beautiful.
Right, creative.
Somebody took some time to really make this worth.
Yeah.
Every second of it worth doing.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come by, and I hope that I hope they appreciate every second of the time you've spent with us.
Definitely.
Number 3, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Generally, we want to talk to you about your collecting, because that's why you're here.
Right.
People are coming to see you guys tonight. You guys came to see us, and that's the crazy part of this whole story. So,
right.
So I bet you some of our internet trolls, but that's not him. He's just got a mask.
No.
No.